Hey, we're going to talk to you today about our I Want to Rock My Jeans challenge here that we have starting. We're going to kick it off on September 15th at 7 o'clock. You are welcome to come to our 6:15 group class. At 7, what we're going to do is we're going to give a little presentation, talk about the challenge, talk about some of the things that we need to do to get the results that we're looking for. The goal of this challenge is to get you to drop 2 jean sizes over a period of 8 weeks. With this challenge, we're going to have 2 days each week where you're going to come in for a VIP workout session that's only for members of the Rock Your Jeans Challenge, as well as you get access to the classes. We want you to try to come in and get 4 workouts a week, 2 with the strength training program and 2 with the metabolic interval classes. And we want those on different days. Working out on the same day doing a strength training and then doing a class afterwards isn't going to get you as great of results as if you do them on separate days. And we're also going to work with you on nutrition. There's a nutrition journal that goes with it, and we're going to get your eating cleaned up. So some of the things that we're going to do with this to help get the results is we're going to look at the exercise and we're going to look at the nutrition side of it. So what I'm going to talk to you today about first is a little bit of the exercise side, and we have a hierarchy of fat loss. And these are activities that, done in this order, produce greater fat loss results. What we find is most people actually start at the bottom when they start exercising and looking to lose fat, when they really need to be starting at the complete opposite end. So what we have here is resistance training, metabolic resistance training, high intensity endurance training, and then low intensity endurance training. So what's resistance training? Basically, it's weight-based training, body weight, kettlebells, stuff that we're using weight and we're lifting with that. We want 2 days a week doing this minimum. From there, after we've gotten our 2 days of resistance training in, then we can come down and do some metabolic resistance training. These are interval type classes, maybe 20 seconds of work, 40 seconds of rest. We still want to keep that rest period a little bit longer than the work period. We want to work as hard as we can on that work period, but then we want to fully recover, bring our heart rate back to normal. Again, we want 2 days at metabolic resistance training. So once we've had the 2 days of resistance training, 2 days of metabolic resistance training, then we can go in and add in some high intensity endurance training if there's time for that. Most people, they don't have time for number 3 and 4. They are lucky to have 3-4 hours a week, so we focus on number 1 and 2. If you have more time than that and you'd like to do some more exercise than that, by all means, go do some. So the high intensity endurance training, these would be things like running outside, jogging, where you're going for maybe 2 minutes at a harder pace, then walking for 2 minutes. Could be like a spinning class, a rowing class, just longer sustained activities at a higher intensity. And then looking for maybe about 2 days doing that. So now, where does the low intensity come in? Basically, after we've gotten the two days or 2 hours of resistance training each week, 2 days of metabolic resistance training, 2 days of high intensity endurance training, then we can finally throw in some low intensity endurance exercise. And this is basically stuff that's daily activity stuff. It's not really necessarily exercise. This is things like going out and taking a walk, taking a light jog, walking the dog, gardening. These are low intensity exercises, and basically the last thing and the least important and least effective for fat loss. So with the Rock Your Jeans Challenge, we're going to focus on number 1 and number 2. The next part is nutrition. Without nutrition, it's very hard to get results. In fact, nutrition makes up about 80% of your results. So what we're looking for is 90% compliance. What's 90% compliance? We're looking for 5 meals a day. At each meal, we want to have a protein, a fruit or vegetable, and then we have a carbohydrate rule, which is basically no carbs throughout the day, except at breakfast, and then 1 to 2 hours after completing a workout. So, to get to 90% compliant, each meal you have 3 potential checks. Throughout the day, you can score 15 checks. So say meal 1, we'll start with breakfast. We had breakfast, we had eggs with that. We get a protein check. We're allowed to have a carbohydrate at breakfast, so we had some whole wheat toast. We get a check there, and we had a banana with that, so that's our fruit and vegetable. We get a check for that, so we have 3 checks. Then you go to your next meal, same thing. Next meal, same thing. If you don't, the other meals where you're not allowed to have a carb, as long as you don't have a carb, you get to put your check in there. So at the end of the week, we have a total of 105 points. But there's also another 4 points that we get for our 4 workouts. If you don't do a workout, these points are still on there. How do we add these in is by having a recovery shake, so you get that extra check on the days that you work out that you can just check on your piece of paper. And this is all written down in the journals that you're going to receive. So at the end of the week, there's a total of 109 points. You take the total up, all the checks that you have, divide by that 109, that's your percentage. A lot of people, they are really surprised to see that they're only about 60 or 70% compliant when they first start doing this. And usually they think they're eating really well, and they are the times that they're eating, but they're skipping a lot of meals. And if you're skipping meals, that's just as bad as having, say, pancakes and bacon and eggs and syrup and everything for breakfast. So we don't want to skip meals either. So that's just kind of a quick overview of how we're going to run the Rock Your Jeans Challenge. Again, it's starting on September 15th is the kickoff at 7 p.m. and the challenge officially starts on Monday, September 19th. It is $97 for members to join, and it's $497 for non-members. Also, I forgot to mention, if you get into your jeans at the end of the 8 weeks, you're also going to get a gift certificate for Pittsburgh Jeans Company. So we have, we're limiting it to 20 people. We still have about 18 spots left. And if you're interested, give us a call or let us know the next time you're in.